I am excited. I'm more nervous than excited, but I'm getting there. The nervousness always sits right before I touch the microphone. Once I touch the microphone, the nervousness is gone. I turn it on and I'm ready.
Yes, thank you for coming. How y'all doing? You are amazing. You're amazing for being here. This is a special event, all right? So you see all this setup is because this is my comedy special, all right? I'm gonna put it out there into the universe and see where it takes me. So if you see me on Netflix with clothes on, it's for comedy. You see him on OnlyFans with clothes on, I'm cooking. That's what that is. Give yourselves a round of applause for being here. Yes. It's amazing. It's amazing. But true story. So what happened was, the reason we're doing this comedy special is because I'm supposed to deploy again to the Middle East, right? I have 26 years of military service. And thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes. Yes. I've been in the Army this whole time trying to figure out life. And I'll be the first to tell you, the Army's hard. I joined in 1999, right? I look like a kid by design, but I tell you, I feel way older than I look. I'm 47 now, okay? Yes, yes. 4 kids that I claim. Okay, I claim 4 of them. Some of them, I don't know what's going on. There was a time that I too thought I was gonna be a burly, strapping young boy. In uniform, I looked like one. And it's great, it's great. I'm supply. If you know anything about supply, I spend the Army's money. We buy clothes, but it's in the form of the OCPs that you see. We're supposed to be camouflage. We don't camouflage with anything, anywhere. Whether we're in the desert, the field, we don't camouflage very well. You know why? Because the Army has this thing where they want us to wear a safety belt. The safety belt is holographic and glows neon colors. The enemy can see us 20 feet away. Why would you do that? But yes, served 26 years, and I kind of find out by accident I have 8 months left in the military. So I'm like, all right, cool. And I have a friend, she's like, what are you gonna do? Like, are you gonna have a bucket list when you retire? And I was like, why would I have a bucket list? And she's like, that's your time to go out and explore the world and travel. I deployed 4 times. I've been to Kuwait, Iraq, and Afghanistan twice. And no, there was nothing special about Afghanistan that I had to go a second time. I think I was just looking for my next husband. You know? And I'm the only person in the military that will tell you this. I got banned from Latin Night in Iraq. And you're wondering, how did you manage that? I'm gonna be the first to tell you, don't watch CNN. Anything you see with soldiers deployed, do not watch CNN because they're not telling you the true Hollywood story. I'm in Iraq at the MWR tent on Latin Night learning how to dance salsa. We're supposed to be fighting a war. There is a war. There's a war with 2 left feet, okay? So we're out there, we're doing the salsa and everything like that. Unbeknownst to a lot of people, I am Puerto Rican adjacent. I'm not actually Puerto Rican, but I'm a New Yorican. I grew up around a lot of Puerto Ricans, so I learned at the age of 3 how to speak Spanish and how to dance salsa. So I'm over there and I'm dancing with this guy. He's a local national, meaning that he is an Iraqi person. He's over there. We're building, it's a humanitarian aid. We're building relations, if you will. No, I did not sleep with him. I don't want an Iraqi baby. I can't speak the language. So we're over there, we're getting our dance on, we're having a good time, everything, right? And the girls that did not know how to dance got jealous and reported me. They went and told the first sergeant, she looks like she's having sex with the guy. If you've not seen our military uniform, you can't have sex in that thing. So the people that get caught having sex in porta johns, we're trying to figure out how. How did you manage to do that? And the porta john is hot. It's a square box, really small, and you have stinky poo in there and you're having sex? You really know how to turn a guy on. That's a superpower. So yeah, so I got banned from Latin night in Iraq, and it's okay. It's okay. But I also came back divorced. Yes, it happens. It happens. I was married for 8 years, right? That's where the kids came from, I promise you. And when I was standing there, I know I look pregnant right now. I'm not, I'm just fat, okay? I'm 47, the weight don't come off, right? So I got married at the courthouse. It's $65, that's all I had at the time. And I promise you, we're in the courthouse. I was 6 months pregnant, don't judge me. I'm very pregnant, we're getting married, and his mom goes, "Mijo, you don't have to marry her because she's pregnant." What? Yes, you do. But then I was like, mothers know best. Maybe we shouldn't get married, you know? So I thought about it, and like I said, we made it 8 years. But when she told him not to marry me, I was bent on getting revenge. You know how I got revenge? She had a 40-year wedding anniversary where they vow renewal, where they renewed their vows, right? So she asked my ex-husband, her son, she goes, "Mijo, can you record the wedding ceremony?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." Now guys, what's the first thing you're supposed to do when you find a tape? You're supposed to review it, right? Make sure there's nothing on it. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. So we record the wedding vow renewal ceremony, and of course, in true fashion, she's like, "We're gonna go back to the house and have a reception and watch the tape." So we get back to the house, we put the tape in, and it starts off, "Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today." And then it cuts to me bouncing up and down. "If you take this lovely woman to be your lawful wedded wife again, say I do." It was the best revenge porn ever, because you should have seen the looks on their faces. Everybody's like, and they didn't look at me, they looked at him, my ex-husband. I was on top. So I don't know why they were looking at him. I'm the star of the show. It's me, it's all about me. And now we got OnlyFans. I can't afford to go. I'm shy now. I can't be on OnlyFans. But I can't be on OnlyFans right now, honestly, because I have kids, right? My 21-year-old, he's in college at NMSU, and he's dating. I sent him to school to get an education. He came back with a girlfriend. That's not what I paid for your education. He's like, "Well, I'm trying to get it out of the way now." What? Wait. Get what out of the way? He said, "No, we're not having kids, but I just want to like have a girlfriend, and I want to learn about love, because I want to see where you and Dad went wrong." And I said, "It's easy, son. I just forgot to swallow. It's okay." And then my 15-year-old, she's my only girl. I have 3 boys, and the girl, she dressed me to nights. And she's like, "Yes, thank you, yes. Yes, thank you." The support, you know, because she's like, "You're going to go out there, and you're going to get me a new dad." I was like, "But I'm dating Mr. Zeke." And she was like, "Yeah, you're dating. Don't let your boyfriend stop you from finding your husband." Okay, girl. You know, so you put your best foot forward out there, put some makeup on, put something cute on, and smile. Because you Army girls, you never smile. I said, "We do smile. We smile on the 1st and 15th when we look at our bank account." And she's like, "All right, Mom. It's just that I feel like I need a father figure." And I said, "We have Jesus, our Lord and Savior. That's father figured enough." And she's like, "But we never go to church anymore." I said, "Yeah, your mom is a bit of a heathen now, and I'm sorry." And then I'm excited because school's about to start. I can't wait. I accidentally sent her to school this past week because I thought school was in session. She goes, "Mom, we have 2 weeks left for vacation." She says, "What do you do when we're not home?" Because you know when you send the kids off from school, you're at the house, you're not doing anything, you have all that free time, right? I can't look at my innocent 15-year-old and tell her, "Well, usually while you're at school, my legs are up in the air, you know. And I'm trying to make Mr. Zeke a dad." I can't tell her that. That's crazy. So I tell her I'm just, you know, meal prepping and all the boring stuff moms do. And she's like, "You need to step your game up." And I've been trying to give her up for adoption for years. It's not working. And during COVID was great because we were on lockdown, and I got tired of being in the house with these kids, so I would like, hey, let's go out for ice cream. So we would load them up into the van, and we would drive to the fire departments around town and do a fire department tour until they cut on. They're like, why do you keep driving to the fire department? And I was like, well, you see that box right there? If you open that box, you could put a kid in there and you get a goodie bag. And my kids were like, but we can't fit. I was like, we'll walk you through the front door. They'll take you. Then my 21-year-old, he goes, but Mom, she's a girl, and they have a pole. And I was like, and? Gotta start somewhere. I support her. Shoot, that's like almost like 95% most women when they start out as a stripper. And it's okay. Listen, if I didn't join the Army, I'd be back in New York City trying to be a stripper. And you're like, but you don't have the right assets. You're focused on the wrong thing. I have personality and character, charisma. I don't need tits and ass anymore because the kids took it. That's the good thing about being a mom. You know, it's like you have to make good choices. And then you tell your kids, make good choices. And then you live vicariously through your kid. Because now that my kid is 21 and driving, I make all the bad choices. And he drives me home, free Uber. Where are we going today, Mom? I'm like, I don't know, some bar. Just come on, let's go. And it's really weird once your kids grow up. Like before, you're like, you don't want them to know what you're doing. You keep everything behind the scenes. You're like, don't look this way. But now it's like, I'm dressed, let's go. And my kid be like, where your clothes at? What do you mean? I'm cute and it's hot. I can't see my mom like this. I'm like, well, cover your eyes, but keep your eyes open when you drive us, though. And true story, I was trying to teach him how to drive, right? Now remember, I'm from New York City, and I learned to drive in the Army. So me trying to teach my son how to drive, that was automatically a failure. Because I told him, I said, it's easy, son. You get in the car, you check your windows and your mirrors, and then you just put it in neutral. He was like, neutral? Put it in go mode. I don't know what it's called. He's like, Mom, don't worry about this. I got this. I said, why, you've driven before? He said, no, yeah, on GTA. I said, son, it's not the same thing. He said, yeah, Mom, don't worry. But I told him, just in case we get pulled over, I'm going to pretend I'm asleep, right? And you just tell him you're driving me home from the club. And he's like, but Mom, what club is open 10:30 in the morning? Son, you're focused on the wrong thing. Pay attention, focus. That's my excuse. So we get in the car and we're driving, we're going. I said, just make a right, hit the stop sign first, look both ways, and then you make your right turn. I don't know what he heard, but he did not stop. He blew the stop sign, hit the curb on the other side of the road, and we ended up in somebody's yard. Now, remember I told him I was gonna fall asleep? No, I passed out from fear. I was gone, done. I'm knocked out, and obviously a cop comes, and I'm like, laid out, and I'm supposed to hear, license and registration. So I hear the knock, I'll look over, he's asleep too. I'm like, why are you asleep? You told me that we supposed to sleep. I said, me, mijo, me. So we rolled down the window. The cop's like, what's going on here? And I was like, I'm just trying to teach my son how to drive. He said, you too? I said, yeah. He said, yeah, I've been trying to teach my twin girls how to drive for like 3 weeks. I said, how's it going? He said, I just Uber them everywhere. It's not going so good. I said, so we're going to be Ubering too. Like, it's not going good. So no ticket, right? He was like, you messed up the grass, so I'm going to have to, give you a ticket. Took it out of his allowance. His first real bill. And that's how he entered the adult world. He's driving now. He does have a license. He's driving now. So he didn't learn from me, though. He didn't learn from me. His girlfriend taught him how to drive. Yes. No, I don't want to teach him nothing. Because she taught him how to drive. She taught him something else. Right. So I know he's not a virgin anymore. I'm a mom, I asked. Duh. I said, so, because he had a glow. He came home one day, he was walking taller, like a peacock with his feathers out, blooming. I said, You good? He's like, yeah, why, what's up? I said, you look different. Yeah, I do? Is it my facial hair? No, it's something else about you. He was like, I said, you had sex, didn't you? He's like, he turned into Goofy. I'm like, I hope you didn't do that in the bedroom. He said, well, no. No. But I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them. Like I said, she's older. She's 25. He got him an older woman. Taking up after Mr. Zeke, right? They like the older women, And there's nothing wrong with being older. I feel like with being older, you're more like confident, body confident. You don't take no shit. You don't care anymore. It's called menopause. That's what I learned. It's just called menopause, Because now I was like, yeah, when I was 16, I wanted a full rack of D's. I'm 47, I got a rack of C's. Like, I barely see them. And like I said, the stomach don't go down. So it's like you got to just take the good with the bad. And I've noticed the gray hairs popping up. But they're not popping up top. They're coming down way below. Why? And my girlfriend's like, girl, gray hair represents power, wisdom, and knowledge. So ladies, put that on his face and give him all the power, wisdom, and knowledge imaginable. Let him know. That's how you get him, right? Make him smart. Now, in her defense, she has known to pick the wrong guy a time or two. But haven't we all? What are we supposed to do? Like, I've already had my one marriage. I wouldn't want to do it again. Because dating nowadays, especially in El Paso, I don't know if anybody out here is dating, but dating was hard with kids before I met Zeke. Dating was hard because they would come up to me and ask me stupid questions. What do you like in a man? Your wallet, duh. And then guys will date other women and not tell you. And you know this because they keep calling you the wrong name. I'm like, no, my name's not Trisha. And they're like, well, you look like a Trisha. No. Or they'll ask me, my place or yours? Ladies, always go to their place. I went to this guy's place. I woke up in the morning, and I'm trying to sneak out, and I hear, hey, you want some breakfast before you go? And I was like, hell yeah. And I go in the kitchen to see who it is. It's his mom. His mom's cooking me breakfast. I'm like, yeah. Right? That is awesome. And then, he's upstairs sleeping and everything like that. So I'm getting to know the mom. We're having a conversation. We're talking, and she brings out the baby book, and we're looking at the pictures. And I just made the sly comment of, oh, he's always been this little, It's great. But I thought about it because then when you stop dating the guy, you've made a best friend. So now me and the mom, we go hang out. We go to brunch. It's the best thing ever. And we don't mention what's his name. She's even forgot his name a couple of times. It's great. So I date the younger ones. I don't go past 35 because we got to stay on the legal side of the house, okay? So date them young. The young ones, they don't ask the stupid questions. They just wait for you to do something. And I fall asleep all the time. We're going to go out today, a couple of drinks, to the movies maybe, 7:30. Thought we were going to go out. We did, in my dream. And then lastly, they were like, oh my goodness, they'll ask you how many kids you have. And I'm like, wow, you trying to make more? Do you have a kid ratio? Well, normally I don't date girls with kids. I'm just like, you're in the wrong city. Don't know what to tell you. Everybody has kids now. Now, if you have a number, that makes it more, interesting. But 4 kids, and they're all by the same guy, and I was like, I hope so. I've been tempted. Tell you, I've been deployed. So I'm like, when you're deployed, true story, I did not cheat while I was married the whole time. I promise you. Because I didn't want to bring home STDs, STIs, another man's headache, none of that. It's already hard. And I'm the type of person, I'm the same way. I don't want to date a guy with kids because I don't want to deal with the baby mama drama, They're like, oh, when are you going to take our kids out? I'm just like, never. It's expensive. I'm just happy that I stopped at 4, you know. But I'm going to get a little spicy with you. This is my love pillow, you know, and I like it because I grew it, you know. But when it gets all sweaty, you know, I just take the sweat and I just rub it across his head and call him Simba. That's how you mark your territory, ladies. So I'm all about body positivity, okay? Simba. They mark us differently. You gonna get the rag? Eventually. I'm just watching it glisten. Get the rag. That's dating for you. But I've been in El Paso 16 years. My kid bullies me because the daughter, the last one, she was born here in El Paso at William Beaumont. And she's like, we can never leave. And I'm like, why? Why we can't leave? What's going on? I'm an El Pasoan. I'm a Chicana. Because remember, my kids are half Mexican. But true story, my kids only look Mexican. So can you imagine going out with 4 kids and we're out in public and people were looking at me like, are you the nanny? I used to get mad. I did, because I'm like, how dare you? Like I would just walk around with some kids. Now I tell people I'm the nanny, the financier, the disciplinarian, the maid, the cook. And then I realize I'm stupid. That's a lot. I need to stop doing all that. Like you guys cook and clean and whatever. And my kids are like, no. So anybody want to adopt some kids? It's not human trafficking, it's adoption. Okay? They don't cook, they don't clean, but they're good kids. And you're like, well, why would you give them away? They're expensive. So when we had the stimulus packages, I got it too, but I didn't tell the kids. But the kids are smart. They were like, so Ma, that stimulus package, you sharing it with us, right? I was like, no, I didn't plan on it. And they're like, why? If it wasn't for us, you'd still be broke. I said, no, it's because of you, I'm still broke. Harshly broke. And the kids are like, but Mom, come on, we're the light of your life. Baby, I like it dark. Okay? You're not helping. And now, like, Zeke and I have been together 6 years, and my daughter's like, she's feeling herself. She's like, so, my turn to be a big sister? And I was like, no, get out my face. You know, she's like, but Mom, I want somebody to torture. What? Like what? That's what it is? Because your brother picks on you, you want to pick on somebody else and pass it down? Yeah. So I'm having my daughter evaluate it next week. I'm scared. Because why else would you say that? That kind of thing. You know, I was like, no, that's not a good thing. She goes, no, but I want to be a mentor. I said, wait till you're 35. Mentor somebody. You'll be all right. You know, but she has asked me, she goes, well, Mom, since you've been in the military so long, do I have to join the military? And I was like, if you want to. She goes, good, I'm going to join the Air Force. I want to be a veterinarian. Normally that would have been a positive thing, but the problem is she's already starting with the neighborhood cats. She's not operating on them, but I don't think she realized the difference between a veterinarian and a homeless shelter. She's bringing all the neighborhood cats into the house, and she's nursing them. She's taking care of them. And I looked at her, and I was like, you know what? I might as well just pop her bubble now. You do realize, love, that if you want to be a veterinarian, you're going to have to operate on them, and they may die. She's like, what? I said, yeah. They're going to have surgery. They might not make it through. Then what are you going to do? I'm going to cry. I said, no, nobody's going to hire you for crying. Man up. And she's all like, well, I don't want to be a veterinarian anymore. I said, well, what are you going to be now? She goes, I'm just going to live with you forever. That backfired horribly, horribly so. But I thought about it, and I'm trying to be nice to my kids because I'm real close to that retirement home stage. And I wanted to be nice to them because I want them to put me in a retirement home where they still wipe my ass, you know? I don't want them to like put me in and forget about me and stuff. Because I even asked my oldest son, I was like, well, you get married and start having kids after graduation, right? I'll babysit your kids. He's like, what? I don't know. I was like, what's wrong with me babysitting your kids? I'm grandma. I'll do it for free. You don't have to pay for it on the economy. Yeah. But the way you raised us. I was like, you have nothing bad to say. Mom, you were deployed. We never saw you. And I was like, well, I'm not going to take your kids to Iraq. I mean, unless they want to go. Well, they're still small. They can fit in the backpack. We'll have fun. I said, no, I'll take good care of your kids. They was like, well, think about it. And I told them, I said, you know what? Let me just bust your bubble now. You're not in the will anyway. He's like, I'm going to find the worst retirement home for you. And I'm like, that's okay. The military's paying for it. I don't care. I don't care. But there was a time when my son would come to me every Christmas. I love Christmas. I decorate it. I put the, I go all out, right? But there was a time my kids would come and I said, oh, you wrote your list out for Santa finally? Because I would always ask them, what do you want for Christmas? What do you want for Christmas? One day they finally told me what they wanted for Christmas, and I was excited. I was like, all right, let's hear it. What do you want for Christmas? Collectively, they were like, a new dad. No. You know how hard that is? I said, do they sell those at Walmart? Target? Where do I find a new dad at? So, but they're good. They're happy now. They stopped asking for that. Now they ask for money. And I was like, let's revisit this new dad situation. I can't afford you. But I wanted to talk about my military experience, but then I got worried. I was like, I don't want to scare you. But anybody military? No, nobody's military? You've never thought about raising your right hand and defending the country? You are smart. You are smart. So like I said, I joined the military when I was 21. My first duty station was Fort Hood, Texas, right? And in Fort Hood, Texas, we get here, I don't know what the whole fascination with Texas is. The military's like, we're just going to keep you in Texas forever. I said, okay. Because I was lighter than this, I promise you. I was almost the same color as you. That sun got me. So there's this thing called roving guard. So what it is when you're marching, I know you've seen us march on TV. So we're marching and we're going, I don't know where we're going, I forget. I am not smart enough to sing and march at the same time. So I'm watching my feet, trying not to bump into the person in front of me while staying in line with the other person to my left. Unbeknownst to me, drill sergeant comes up. He's like, soldier, why aren't you singing? And I say, soldier, I'm trying to walk perfectly. He's like, you know what? Take a lap. A lap. So what it is you come out, and while the whole troop is marching, you have to run around them until the drill sergeant gets tired. In Texas heat. So here I am. I'm running. I'm like, all right, I'll try it. I like a challenge. So I'm out there running, and I forgot where I was at and just kept running. Yes. And the drill sergeant, he's like, he gonna look at the next guy, talk about where's she going. Drill sergeant, you sent her off. We don't know. But that wasn't the embarrassing thing that happened to me. Basic training, March 1999, Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Okay? We got our new uniforms. They're supposed to size you up properly. Now, at the time, I was 97 pounds. And smaller, okay? So, and then they give you a belt, but the belt buckle, you have to put the belt and the belt buckle together, right? And you put it on, everything's supposed to be good. So, we get on the bus with all our gear, we're going to our new home for 9 weeks, we get off the bus, right? Jerusalem's like, pick your bags up, let's go to the bleachers. And I'm like, I'm trying to be cute in my uniform, because I'm like, ow, 97 pounds, I look good. I reach for my duffel bag. I pick it up above our head. Why did they want us to put it above our head when they had straps to go on our back? Okay? So here I am. I got the duffel bag over my head, and you hear the clang of the belt buckle hit the floor. You know what else hit the floor? My pants. First time in the Army at basic training, and my pants are on the floor, and the world stopped because everybody's looking at me. But luckily, it's basic training. So the new recruits, they're scared shitless. They're not saying anything. You can hear a pin drop. Well, you can hear my belt clasp drop, right? So I'm just standing there, and I'm like, what do I do? The female dresser was like, pull your pants up. I still have the duffel bag over my head because, again, I'm not smart. And then when you have the deer in the headlights look, you're just like, what do I do? So I put the bag down, I pull my pants up, and I leave. She goes, no, come pick your bag up. I'm like, fuck this bag. I don't want to be in the Army no more. I wanted to quit. So I don't know how I survived 26 years in the Army. I don't know. I made it happen. They tried to kick me out a couple of times. Because they're like, oh, you New Yorkers are rude. I'm like, I don't think that's what it is. I think you just don't understand our English is what it is. Because we're blunt, we're direct, we're forward. So like workplace conversation, you're like, good morning, how you doing? Welcome. This gentleman right here, he drove all the way from California to be here. Give it up for him. Right? But me, I'd be like, so what's up? How you doing? Like, yeah, you really drove from California? Like, you had nothing to do? Like, who's paying that gas bill, you know? So it's like, we're not rude. We're just like, we're inquisitive. We're nosy, you know? It's like, hey, you looking for a ride back? Like, how long are you staying, you know? That kind of thing. And I've had to learn to speak slower so people can understand me because I used to sound like Speedy Gonzalez. And the Army was like, you know, like, you don't have to breathe and talk at the same time. And I'm like, well, but I'm shy. I grew up shy. I've always been shy. And you know what's weird about the military? Over there, we like the loud booms, the gunfire, the gunpowder, the smell of death, right? And then 4th of July, we're over here like, oh, I wish the fireworks would stop. I can't take it, you know? Just like, what? Like fireworks freak you out? Yes. I'm the one sitting there with the noise canceling headphones, watching the lights. I'm like, ooh, the lights are pretty, but I can't handle the booms. It's the weirdest thing ever. So I have PTSD if you can't figure that out yet. It's not bad. It's very well manageable because you know what I do now? I go swimming. I have a pool. I'm lying. I can't swim. So I drown once a week. It's called aquatherapy. Maybe you've tried it. I highly recommend. If you can't swim, you just sink to the bottom and wait for somebody to come and get you. So when I retire for real, I'm going to get me a cabana boy. Don't tell Zeke. So yeah, that's what I was like. Yeah, my goal was, when I was single, I was going to retire to Tahiti and stay out there. But I forgot one important thing. I have kids. So I told my kids, when I retire, I'm going to Tahiti. They're like, what about us? You can't fend for yourself yet? Figure out your life. Jeez, you guys are needy. So yeah, that's on my bucket list. I'm gonna go to Tahiti and waste my days away and just enjoy the time. I love it. I don't know. I love that you all came out here to see us. Like I said, this is our comedy special. I wanted to put this out because, again, I'm supposed to deploy next month, and there's always that fear of you might not make it back. So I wanted to put my footprint into the world and say, like, yes, I'm celebrating 9 years of comedy, stand-up comedy, and I want to keep going. Thank you so much for being here and enjoying our show. You've been a wonderful crowd. So share it on Instagram, Facebook, and let people know that we have comedy here. And hopefully, if you like it, we could do more shows here at the El Paso Playhouse with yourselves. Thank you and good night.